Hello. Welcome to Sunday morning. I am Jen, your host. Anyway, I just wanted to come on. I haven't been doing these as regularly as I have been in the past or that I want to be. I have thought about it and then decided not to many times. And I've just been feeling a lot of resistance to it, but I think it's really important for me to do them. So I'm coming back to this, and one of the things that, I've known that, I've been getting that message again and again the past several days, but the thing that kind of tipped it over for me just this moment was that I was listening to, I get up in the morning and I try to first off, sorry, my legs are, there we go. First thing in the morning, I usually journal, and then, I pray and I meditate, and then, I kind of start, I'm up and kind of running around. It's not running around. But it started getting around. I'll put on like Eckhart Tolle, or Michael Singer, or Caroline Myss, or Louise Hay. Although I prefer Tolle and Singer, honestly, that kind of talks to what I think I need to hear right now. Anyway, and I like to kind of try and get that in my brain early in the day, and then kind of, if I can, as much as I can, throughout the day, just get that back in the brain, because I haven't been doing that a lot lately, and I think I've been a little off because of it. Yesterday, I flipped out at my father, and I'm not someone who usually flips out at people, but I flipped out, and he was very rude, and it's one of those like rudeness, but I'm just saying this to help you kind of thing, like, but also very smug. Anyway, it makes me, I'm noticing right now that it makes me very angry. So one of the things that came out this morning when I hit, when I hit play for Eckhart Tolle, was that he said, he was talking about relationship, he was talking about close relationships, right? My father and I am not close, but it's a major relationship. And what the kind of message that I got was, or what he said, Tolle said, was that if you look at relationships for salvation, you're going to be disappointed. But if you look at relationships, what was it? If you accept that relationships are here to make you conscious and not happy, then they are your way to salvation, right? So that really jumped out at me. Relationships here aren't to make you happy. That's not the point of relationships. Relationships are to help make you conscious. And when I keep that in mind, I know that in the future, I'm going to be able to approach my father differently, because I can be grateful for the conflict and for the challenge to my to my consciousness, right? It's what it is in the end. It's a challenge to my consciousness. Can I stay conscious when I am being so, what's the word? Provoked? And it's so easy for me to get caught up in those emotions. That's the biggest challenge. Honestly, one of, if not the biggest challenge for me, certainly in the area of relationships, is my father. And if I can approach it as, this is something that will help me be more conscious, and that is why it's here, and I can be grateful for that. I think that's going to make it easier to, rather than, because even when it's happening and I can feel it happening, and I'm aware that it's happening, like I'm aware of how angry I'm getting, and I'm aware of the fact that I'm shouting, I don't shout. Like, it's just so weird how angry I get. I get really angry at him. Like, really, really angry. Like most of the stuff, that's just, but it's here to make me conscious. So right now I'm just noticing what the thought of it does in my body, and it travels around and it's not got a nice energy whatsoever. Ooh, my voice this morning. I haven't used it all yet. La 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 la. No. I really do need to exercise it though because it's kind of sore. Yeah, so I can notice what's going on in my body and what's going on in my feelings when I think about my father and I think about our interaction. And, you know, one of the things Tolle says is like, if you bring knowingness, if you know your reaction, if you know your unconsciousness, then, you know, unconsciousness and knowing can't survive at the same time. And then like, that's like, something about love, something about love that I'm not making the leap to right now, but I do think that as I keep in mind that relationships are not here to make us happy, they are here to make us conscious, that I can really approach my relationship with my father and my reaction to him and his stuff. I think that I can be more conscious of it and be grateful for it. And I also think that beyond, because I really, like, when it happens, very little of me wants to stay calm. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like, ah! But I think that will help make me want to stay calm, as well as the idea that Tolle also, the idea sort of in the same section, excuse me, in the same section that I was listening to, he was saying that evolving is really, especially evolving relationships, that, you know, relationships haven't been as conflicted and as basically terrible as they have been ever. Which I don't know. You know, you can't really, I don't feel like you can make a blanket statement like that, but given that there are more people in the world and there's more conflict, there's a lot of negativity. And the idea he brought up was that the only way, we are like under a huge amount of pressure to evolve because it's the only chance of survival as a race. And that is true. And that's another thing I think that will help me as I deal with my father, is not only like, okay, this is a challenge so that I can be make myself more aware, make myself more conscious. And not only that, so it's not just for my spiritual growth, but it's also for the planet. And right now it's what I can actually do to help with the planet, because once I become more conscious and I raise my vibrations, then that goes out to other people around me, which means that I really do need to start going out to around the world, and interacting with more people, because right now I'm really just kind of a hermit. And that can be tough for me. But, you know, I'm doing what I need to do to get things done that I need to get done. So that's cool. So those are two major things I feel like are important to recognize and kind of think about, that any conflict, anything that is not in your mind right in a relationship, or not not pleasing you, not making you happy, in fact making you unhappy, it is actually not the relationship's job to make us happy. It is the role of the relationship, especially one that's unconscious, the way my relationship with my father is, and the way he is as a person. Not that I see the anger. I see it. I see the anger. I see you, anger. And we're just gonna relax. I see you. Okay. So not only that, but in order to save the planet, we all have to evolve, right? And quickly, like now. So my thought there was like, oh shit, like I gotta get back on and doing, becoming untethered, right? I gotta come back and start doing this more often, and with not a vengeance, but with gusto, you know what I mean? So I'm back. I'm going to be doing this more often, And I hope what I just kind of went through helped anybody out there who maybe is having like challenges in a relationship, any close relation, any relationship. I think any relationship, any interaction, even with a person that that impinges upon your consciousness, right? That the other person is behaving in an unconscious way, and it's causing you to have kind of be stirred up into the unconsciousness, ready, like stirring up the emotions, rather than getting swept up with that in that moment. Know that this relationship isn't here to make you feel better. So stop trying to stop trying to change things so that it make you feel better. But also that this is a great opportunity, and I know I do this a lot in my home. This is a great opportunity for this, but this relationship's, the point of it's not just an opportunity that I can choose to take or not take, but the point of this conflict or whatever it is that's coming into my life or your life is to help us become more conscious, which is to evolve, right? Our spirits, our souls evolve. And it's imperative to do that because the fate of the human race literally rests on whether or not that's going to happen for enough people in the next couple of years. Which seems a little impossible, but we can make a go of it, right? I mean, at least we can go for it. Like at the end sort of towards the end of the Infinity War, Marvel and the woman's like, they're ready to go into battle, and I can't remember everybody's name right now because my man M'Baku, I think that's his name, is like, this will be the end of Wakanda, and I can't remember her name, but I like her a lot, says that it will be the noblest end in history. Like, I like that really kind of, yeah, all right, so you know what, we might be doomed. We might be doomed, but I'm still gonna make a go of it, because even if it's all gonna, literally not blow up, but blow around so that we kind of just die because of all of the crap we're doing to the environment, at least I will make a noble stand by trying as much as I can to bring consciousness to as many people as I can, and to evolve and be more conscious myself. So that is the goal I have with this program. Not only just helping people to see that there are different ways of being and different ways of reacting to their thoughts and their feelings, which was my original mission for this, but beyond that the ways in which you react, or anyone reacts to their thoughts and feelings, that it is the point of it. The point of all these struggles that we're going through is to evolve. And if we evolve, we save the planet, we save the human race. Not the planet, because the planet will be here whether or not we turn it into a barren rock. But life will always come back unless we completely fry but the human race, right? This is how we save the human race, is by becoming better, more evolved creatures ourselves, and spreading that around. So that's just my thought for the Sunday morning. And I'm going to continue to do these more often because I think that it's important. And I hope that was useful. And I want to also say, look, there are relationships that are hard. There are interactions that are hard, and that it would be very easy to become unconscious during. And we can be grateful for those, because the whole purpose of those is to help us evolve and become more conscious beings, and therefore be lights to the world and raise ourselves up, raise other people up, and save the human race. So I can be grateful for that. I hope you can be grateful for that, because I want to remind you guys all that you can't always choose to have a grateful morning.